Hello everybody. Welcome to today's stream. Got a bit of a different one today as well. Just update that. Great, cool. I have my tea today. I have a matcha again. I am trying to get rid of my matcha so I can add the new one into the tin. But we're gonna have a small interruption for some zone. Thank you. This is really difficult to find in Japan. Oh, that's really nice. Ooh, fruits mix. What do you reckon? A nod of approval. Very good, very good. We found it in our little KT Mart, which was a very exciting discovery. Alrighty, well, yeah, I have a matcha today, though I don't have zone. But let's get over to dice cam, shall we? Welcome to my desk. We visited my desk yesterday for a little bit. If you missed out, this is what the dice set ended up looking like. I'm trying to get used to the angle. There it is, nice and pretty. It's oh, there you go, towards my monitor. I have my camera here, but flipped, so getting used to it being flipped. So you can see what I'm doing as I see it, sort of. Well, anyways, I think I need a little bin. Tiny bin. What can we use as a tiny bin that I've got? Ah. Gotcha bum. Close. Gotcha bum. Alright, let's crack that open. Tiny bin. Maybe I'll put a tissue in it, actually. So that's... Alrighty, grab it. So we've got our little rubbish bin. Alright, well, here's the lay of the land today. We have my sanding papers. My sanding foams, if you will, actually. Lovingly gifted. They got hands. We have some water, so I can do some wet sanding if I need to. I will need to do that for these, because I don't want them to be matte like these. Yeah, I have my UV resin and my UV pen to fix the green ones over here. We'll see how we go. I might grab the green pigment and see if I can like do something cool there, fix it somehow. But anyways, these are my current die sets. I might just put my watch on shush mode. Oh yes, my watch has the Asiatic clams. I also have initial D on it, so if you see me do that, you'll see different watch screens. So, ta-da! Yes, I have gifts on them, and you'll actually be able to see me watch my sips. Hydration check. Anywho, we shall start, I reckon. The fact that you can't see my phone is kind of funny to me. It's like right here. Okay. Oh, I don't want to turn it on. I just want a 30-minute timer, so I'll put my phone over there. Okay. I might scooch over a tiny bit. Alright, here we go. So, I started painting these. So, what I could do is I could grab some cotton buds and my alcohol and clean these up. Look how good the gold turned out. Pretty impressed with that, to be honest. yeah, I'm impressed with it. Oh, I realize I have it slightly flipped, huh? Yeah, I didn't do the one because it's got a lot of dots and bubbles and stuff in it, which is a feature. I like that, but not a lot of the others have that, which is nice. Sometimes you don't always want that. So I'll just... So what are the times we're having a... Ah! I have an X-Acto knife. It's about to be like one of those times where it'd be really nice to have an X-Acto knife. I have one. Just don't have a mat. But that's okay. That's cool. Yeah, so I started fixing some of these. So I think I've just got this one left. So these two I haven't finished. This I haven't finished sanding, but that'll be ready to go soon. This I think I finished sanding, it just needs a bit of cleanup, which is fine. So this one needs a bit of sanding, bit of cleanup. That's fine though. This one I started sanding, but yeah, it needs to keep sanding that. Alright, what I might do is I might actually flip the camera again. So I think the flip is not really working for me that well. Oh yeah. That's better. Actually see what I'm looking at when I do this. I feel like that's much better. Okay. Alright, I'll temporarily just kind of put those in there in a little bin. Okay, so I want to clean up those. This is a cleanup pile. This is the 2 resin pile. So scooch these out of the way. And these are just a sand pile. So I might pop that there so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, well, here's all the God Hand sanding foams I've got. I also have sanding sheets as well. So if we get these a little too low, I'll bust that out. Anyways, so I've got 120. That's 120 there. That's pretty rough grit. I don't use this, so we're going to put that to the side. That's too rough for what I'm doing. What I do use is, as you can see, is my 240, which is not so rough, but it's really good at getting a lot of that resin down, which I need. So we'll put that aside. I also use these two quite a lot. So this is 400 in the yellow. This is 600 in the green. I use these to buff, so that's just to kind of get any of the excess that I got. This is more for buffing. This is much smoother. And then again with 800. I skipped the 1000, but I've got it here. I do use it occasionally, as I have a 1200. It's a sheet though, not a foam, so it is easier to use the foam. So cool. Anyways, we will set these aside in order, so I know, well, 800 is blue, by the way, so I know what I'm working on. That's the 400. I can usually get a feel for which ones they are, but just by touching them, but it's always nice to have them in order. So I'm just going to leave them there. Alrighty, shall we get started? So, normally, if I want these to be a little shinier, I will wet sand this. So I will wet sand these, because I want them to stay shiny. But because I'm specifically wanting this to be matte, I don't really have to worry about that. I mostly wet sand it because I don't want to have too much sanding dust around. Anyways, so what I basically do is I just dip my finger in and wet it a little. This is why I have a paper towel down. And then I just go at it. This is pretty much just what I do. I just sand it with a little bit of pressure. Just sand away. Yeah, this is probably the tedious part about doing dice. I will have to pause every now and then because I'm getting pretty bad hay fever. So. Alright, let's carry on. It's quite warm today, and if I go outside, I think I'll spend the entire time sneezing. Ah, that's fine. Yeah, so I try and keep so I like to put the pressure on a certain spot when I'm trying to get it down quite thin. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well, but there's like a little lump there, just here. So I'm trying to sand that down. Essentially, there was a hole in the mold. Just fix it up with some resin. I have some exciting stuff though for Ecliptic, though, my game. Yeah, we finally have a confirmed date for the demo release. Super exciting. Got a hold of Steam last night, and yep, went through today. So Friday, 5 p.m. Australian time, Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's when our demo is going live. So we're hitting the big green button, as we call it. Yeah, really excited about that. At the moment it's only in English, because I haven't started looking at localization yet. Ideally I would love to do it in Japanese, but also, you know, in Chinese, Spanish. Yeah. Keep sanding that. So once I kind of feel like it's starting to get pretty flat, you know what I might need? I might need a bit of this tissue. Actually, so what we're going to do is we're going to tear this in half. Make you feel services tissue. Appreciate it. Okay. So I'm just going to pat that with the tissue. Wait, where were you? Put that with the tissue. Cool. And then you really get a feel for how it's kind of going. There we go. Bit there. And then at this point, this is when I would usually switch to putting the sandpaper down and like doing that. So we'll dab a bit of water there and start doing that. I usually do it with just 2 fingers, so that's enough pressure. There we go. Yeah, so that's super exciting. Yeah, demo comes out Friday, finally. Took us over a month to kind of get that sorted. To be honest, the demo was finished like 3 weeks ago. It was just the Steam stuff that was taking forever, because the resources on how you actually do a demo is not great. I'm still not even sure if I've set it up properly, but that's okay. That's what releasing the demos for, to figure out if you've done it right. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, we finally had some meetings with people, which has been really great. Yeah, that's been fantastic. Getting in touch with various people in the industry, which is cool. Yeah. Posted a devlog last night about all of the thoughts and feelings after PAX. Some updates. Yeah, we're kind of keeping social media as kind of the way to connect with you guys at the moment. And I'm back officially. Officially went back last night. We had a meeting, obviously, with someone. Then we met up and worked on the game as a team. I was working on the devlog and doing an expo handbook because we've got a lot of those planned next year, and I feel like we need a bit of a written down how to. So I remember all of the things that we've learnt to do, not to do, blah blah blah. But yeah, this is getting sanded down quite nicely, so I think we'll be pretty much done with this one soon to get into the polishing side. So we'll keep going. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm kind of in a bit of a limbo as far as jobs goes. I'm in the process of trying to swap because there's plans of moving countries, and in order to do that, you need a lot of money, and in order to do that, you need a good job. So I'm trying to get something like that together. Ideally, I would love a games job right now, but that's just not in the cards, so I'm looking at other avenues. Ideally, I would love a games job in Japan, but unfortunately, to do that, you have to be in Japan to begin with in order to apply for those. Because visas are scary. Relocation assistance is terrifying, apparently. But hey, it's not my first rodeo, so. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. But yeah, as soon as I get a job here lined up, it'll be guns blazing for that in Japan. Yeah. But like, why Japan, you ask? Isn't everyone going to Japan? Aspirationally, it lines up for the two of us. That's why Japan. I love being there. It's like my second home. And yeah, the company's studios there we want to work for. So why do Western branches when you can just go to the big boy? Yeah, so I do some cool stuff there. But yeah, it means we're just gonna have to do the visa rodeo sooner or later, which is terrifying and exciting. Yeah. But as far as Ecliptic's going, we're tracking really well. Yeah, demo's out, so that'll be nice to kind of give something tangible to people at the moment. Gauge kind of more of an internet perspective on it. Have something to promote other than Wishlist. Yeah. I would love to port the game. So once it's kind of out in Steam. That's something I'm going to be looking into for sure. The team's behind it as well. It's just, yeah, a natural progression for Ecliptic, just to go and switch. Yeah, but no, working on getting a dev kit for that. It's taking a dev kit can be, well, putting together a dev kit can take a while. Yeah, gotta do some certain things for Nintendo and stuff. That's fine. It's apparently one of the easiest or simplest consoles to port to, apparently. I've gotten a lot of mixed opinions on that, so I don't really know who to believe, other than just finding out myself and having my own opinion then. Yeah, so that's maybe some future streams of me just really trying to port our game. Yeah, alright, I think this is getting to that point where we could probably start buffing this instead of sanding. Big sneeze there. Yikes. Alrighty. Let's carry on, shall we? As I was saying. So I think we get this sanded down, and then it'll be done. But yeah, it's I love talking about Ecliptic and stuff, but it's interesting when my previous title gets brought up. Yeah, it's interesting that it's still kind of in the back of people's minds, because it's so hard on Ecliptic right now. But yeah, that's kind of a future idea for the team. Okay, so I think we can graduate, if you will. We can go up from that now. So I'm going to put that to the side. It's back on 400. So you don't have to do this for as long. Because it's pretty flat now, I can just do it this way without having to kind of sand it by pressing down. I really like the foam, so I'm definitely gonna make my own, I think, with sheets and stuff in the future, because this was really nice. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Alright, let's see how that turned out. Yeah, that's come up quite nice. That's going up lovely. Great. Cool. Dab that out so we can kind of rub that out. There we go. Beautiful. Let's get started on 600, shall we? Cool. So I kind of bring a bit of that back. Kind of try and make them all the same kind of consistency here, because the resin, the new resin, the UV resin, can be quite shiny, which I don't want. Ultimately, sealing this with flat coat will do wonders, but yeah, just better to kind of have a good foundation for it first. That's coming out nice. Cool. So that was 600. Slowly making our way up the chain. Yeah, I've been working on my tiefling character for my next campaign. I did his parents' property and his house yesterday on stream on Tiny Glade. I'm definitely using it as a diorama. I'm gonna maybe like yeah, kind of maybe paint it, draw it in the future. That'd be quite fun. Yeah, that's looking good. Alright, so we've made our way up to 1,000. Feels quite smooth, which is good. Yeah. So I've put together a document with all of the things. All the things I've kind of mentioned on the side about him. So we can kind of have a look at it. And yeah, decide what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep. That is looking quite nice. Ta-da! Cool. So that one's good. Good to go. So we'll clean that up with some alcohol, and then that'll be ready for painting. So I'll put that there, because that's done. This is more or less done too. There's just a bit of shine that I want to get rid of, so we might go back to 800 and see if I can fix that. So my timer should be going off pretty soon for a little break, so I might get another tea or a top up one I've got. Got the puppies in today. Sophie's asleep in her spot. I recorded a day in the life for our social medias the other day. Yeah. Got to feature my puppies. Oh no! Oops. Oopsie. Let's get that back. That's my bad. Okay. So I think we're getting to the point where that's pretty good. Yeah, it's losing some of that shine that was on there, which I didn't like, which is good. Yeah. It might turn me up a little bit, so I'm a little quiet today. Might go to 14. See how that sounds. That might be a bit better. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good to me. Cool, so we're gonna wipe the excess off that and come back over here. Great, cool. So I'm gonna wipe this again. And kind of get that going. That should be really nice. So this is the 1000 grit. Yeah, that's Very nice. It's come out quite good. Okay. Wipe the excess off that. So that's good to go too. So we can retire the sanding paper for a bit. Alright, and that's the timer there. So I'm gonna go on a quick 5-minute break. Just gonna get resituated here. And then we'll be back to fix these dice with some resin. Alrighty. Okie dokie, we're back from break. I did lots of things. But we're all back. Alright, so heated up my tea. We're all ready to go. Welcome back. Alright, so I'm gonna scooch this forward a bit, because I have a feeling I'm gonna need some assistance. I might do the D20 first. I feel like that's gonna be easier. So, 10, my timer on for my phone again. There you go. Phone's ready to go. Okay, let's gloop some resin. This is one of the ones where you can just squeeze it in. Thankfully this doesn't create any bubbles. It's just so nice to deal with. I like other ones. So it's just what we do. That's all you do. You just shine a UV on it. That's it. Just want to get that out of the way. Yep. This is probably the most boring part of the entire thing. But yes, tomorrow I am back with some development streams. But we're going beyond PAX and yeah, we're going beyond PAX and demo. So we've got the hub room, the new hub room, kind of in the works at the moment. So I really want to update the kind of door interaction, and I actually want to make a proper seamless texture for the bridge. Yeah, I want a proper texture. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. We're gonna work on the doors. So that goes for every single door. So I'm essentially just gonna update the prefabs so they all look the kind of same. I think I might go with the element theme rather than the door color. Just because there's a little bit of that in the hub room now. There's a bit of that kind of featured. So what I normally do is go ahead and dab it with my finger and check. Still needs a bit more time. It's also a great way to light up your glow-in-the-dark dice. I'm spewing because these would look really cool. Oh, whoa. That looks awesome. Whoa. That's really cool. That's so cool. That's sick. Do they glow now? That's cool. That looks really wicked under UV. Let's pull out the green one. The fully green one. Whoa. That's cool. Check that out. That's really cool. Alright. Jingle jingle. Don't get distracted. Cool dice. Yes. I almost drank out of that. Oh my god, the horror. Alright, I finished the matcha now. Okay. So that's pretty filled in there. You should hopefully be able to see that shiny part there. I think, that darker part. That's the resin I've put in there. So that feels pretty cured to me. So I think we can continue with the next layer. To kind of match the layer I've got here. So I just kind of push it out with the nozzle. It will go over the sides a bit, but that's fine. We can work with that. Yeah. Slow and easy with this, slow and easy. Yeah. So we'll kind of repair these. Give them a nice little repair. And then I think we can clean them up with some alcohol and then get painting. I really need to get Q-tips, but I don't have any. I feel like that would be good for cleaning up some stuff. To update my cleaning supplies. Aww, little Sophie's asleep. The little peepers are closed. She's curled up. Morrissy's curled up in the dining room. In his corner. His little corner. Oh, she's awake. Hello, Papa. Oh, shifting around. Yes, it's very warm today. So we'll see what that entails for us. I think today it will just be fixing and sanding, to be honest. Alright, let's check that out. Still a bit sticky, but that feels like it's pretty much filled where it's supposed to, so that's good. So we'll keep going on that. I'm still not quite sure what I want to do here with these creators. If I want to put color in there, it's going to be a little difficult to do. Put some color in there maybe. It would be cool to put a gold flag. I might try that. It's a bit experimentative. Yeah, some of them are easy to fix like that, which just require a little dollop there. That needs maybe I'll put some green. Maybe I'll fix it with some green. I do need to fix my white liquid pigment. See how I can fix that. It's a public holiday today, so it's a shame that I happen to be free. It means the places I need to go are not open. Alright, that feels ready to go. We'll put that back. That's ready for sanding. Let's work on this one. So we need to fill this up as well. So that always bubbles. So I like to kind of layer it in there. That kind of sit on the surface a bit. Let it fill the crater. This one might take a little longer to fill, but that's fine. We'll make do with what we've got. Alright. Ideally you wouldn't have to use this at all, because your pressure pot would basically make the bubbles so small that they don't cause any problems. But I do not have access to such things, so yay. That's fine. That's fine. I don't do this professionally, so you know. They're not. Yeah, that's fine. that's just how these things go. Pretty excited about this set though, it looks really cool. Yeah. Just kind of keep an eye out. So I think our music might be needing a change soon. Might look at a new one. Oh, that looks quite fun. Maybe we'll play that next. Can I cue that? Oh, I can. Great. Awesome. Music solved. There we go. Alright, let's check that out. Yep, that feels pretty cute to me. Cool. Let's keep going with that crater. Now mind you, it's going to be easier to fill it up that side because it's got something to settle against, whereas these don't. So it does take this a little longer, but that's okay. That's just how this works. So it allows the other one to cure a little properly. I could use the sun for this, but it feels a little faster to do this way. Might pull this into view so you can see it. There we go. Let's scooch that. There we go. Something to look at. Yeah. So we're all kind of done here with uni and stuff. So there might be some other kind of types of streams that I do as well with others and stuff. Yeah, I'd love to play a co-op game. Like Overcooked. It's probably pretty funny to watch. People play Overcooked, especially when they're kind of good at it. It's pretty funny. Or Baldur's Gate, though I think I can play that on the cloud, maybe, if I stream. I think that might work. We'll see how that goes. It's one of those games where it runs really well on my laptop, but I think adding the stream layer on top of it might not work so well. Alright. Cool. I might give that a little longer. Then we can do the final layer, I think. Feels like it's pretty much ready to go. Yeah. Ooh, it's a bit chiller stream today. But yeah, I'd love a pressure pot for these, but yeah, it's just not something you can get here. You essentially have to make them or spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which isn't ideal. I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm probably going to have to stop palming off some dice to other people. Yeah, it's a fun hobby though, I like it. It's quite fun. Though it would be nice to just kind of sand things rather than fix it with resin. But yeah, these are minimal damage, so I'm pretty impressed with these. It's not so bad. I definitely want to put some green in there. I feel like that would be quite cool. Alright, so that's really ready to go. Yeah, that feels right. So again, you can kind of see that darker shiny spot. There it is. So use my finger, just kind of feel where the resin's settled. So So it's got a bit of a lip there. Okay. Ooh. Yikes. Clean that off. Bit of a risk of overflow here, but that's okay. If I catch it with the UV, that should be fine. I just, oops, stupid, my finger. Get rid of some of those bubbles. It's still a bit malleable at this stage. So I better kind of like push it back in a little. There we go. Great. Cool. It's quite a long and tedious process using UV. I guess it's longer than epoxy resin, having to cure for 24 hours. For these sets, to be honest, it was 48 hours. 72 for some of them. Yeah, might pull out the X-Acto knife later and cut it up. See how we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So it's looking quite nice. Luckily the UV one doesn't smell so bad, so you don't have to wear so much protection. And I don't have any gloves on, because it doesn't cure without UV. So as soon as I don't put my hands in the sun, or in front of the torch, it doesn't cure. Big brain. Yeah, so it's harmful. It's not as bad as the epoxy. So it's okay if you get it on your fingers and stuff. Just wash it off. Right. Go over this side for a bit. But yeah, we had a good work session last night. Ben was working on the hub. Sal was doing some animations for some posts in the future for us. Pre was writing, doing some script stuff. I was doing a bit of social media. CJ was working on the Notion, doing some stuff. And Giles was here for morale. I think he was working on Leo. We don't really know. He was there though, hanging out. In the end, he was drawing us in paint. So we kind of joined in. So it was so cute. I did a little drawing of CJ and our birds. That's now in our Discord. Yeah. Had to look at some Discord bots as well, see if anything would be useful for us. But yeah, we tap that, see how that feels. It's like I still need a bit of time on that. That's fine. Much slower stream today. Right, dab that in a bit of. Just to pull out some stuff. There we go. Cool. Just kind of get it on the sides a bit there. Oh, Sophie's up, having a stretch. Oh, very good stretch. She's been disturbed. Oh, just roly-poly, turning around, doing a donut. Oh, she's so cute. She's facing away from me now. You embarrassed? Oh, big huff. Big huff. She says, shush, don't talk to me. I'm trying to sleep. Okay, that feels ready to go. I was expecting it to balloon up more than the actual spot, which is fine because that means that I can work around that. So what I might do is I might shuffle some stuff around and go wash my hands. So let's pull that back. Put these here. And I'll flatten that out a bit. There we go. Alright. So you've got 1,000, so we're just gonna swap these. They're on top. Alright, I'm gonna be right back for a second so I can go wash my hands and we'll be ready to go again. Okie dokie. We're ready. Ba ba da ba. We have some additions on the table. Alright, so we've got some tissues for cleaning up. The giant tissues. They're so massive. But we'll use those later. Let's pop those aside. And I have some Q-tips. Yippee! I thought I had cotton buds, not Q-tips. So that is handy dandy. That'll be handy dandy for later. And I have my Geo hand sanitizer. I took so many bottles of this. And they were like, yes, yes, take some. And I was like, I got you. I use this for a very specific reason, guys. So much appreciated to the gang, to the team. Alright, so we're gonna pull out the 240 in the red. Let's squish this up so you can see what I'm doing. Ooh, might throw that in the basket bin. Ooh, it's gotten a bit warm. That's alright. Ooh, we've swapped music, have we? This is a bit bumping. I think this is one of the cases where I may need to do it the other way. That's alright, we'll get a start here. And then I'll swap over to this way. Just so I can see what I'm sanding, to make sure I'm not sanding the actual original. We've got a bit of a hole there. That's fine. Got a new cup of something as well. Ah, refreshing. It's nice and cool inside. That's why the dogs are in. Now they're in outside. Luckily there's room for play of them undercover, which is good. Take them out for a walk later. So with this one I won't usually wet it too often. It's more to kind of ease the resin down. I'd be really meticulous with those because I want them to be shiny. Get a polishing kit just for them. It's okay, we add some pressure on that. So you just want to check it with your kind of finger every now and then to see how it feels. So it feels like I could probably start doing it this way. So I might wet it a bit. And dry my finger off. So with D20s you want to kind of make sure you're sanding it on the same right side, because that side is quite small. This is very joyous. I like this. Yeah, I actually might pause and add that to the light playlist. I like that, that's fun. This is fun. I might add this to something. There we go, save that to my library. Beautiful, it's fun. I like it. Trying new music. It's popping up on the stream as well, which is nice. I realise you can't actually see my bossy playlist when I'm playing it, because it is not a playlist on YouTube Music. That's just a YouTube video, so. This is quite nice. I like this. It's a fantasy tavern. That's all I looked up. Okay, so that's starting to come together. It's also starting to create a bigger and bigger hole on the other side, which is not ideal. So I might just kind of scoop at it with Q-tip. There you go, that's fine. So I want to kind of rough up the edge a bit. Make it a little sharper. There we go. Oh, Sophie's snoring. You can hear her. You might be able to hear her actually if I turn my mic up. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. So it's this edge. I want to kind of sand it straight because the resin overflowed, which I expected to happen. That's pretty normal. But we want to try and keep it as flat as we can. So that's coming up quite nice. That's coming up to a nice flat edge. Oh, it's time for a break, but I might not actually take the break there because we took a little break earlier to grab some stuff, so we'll go for a little longer. I'm gonna check in there. Just gonna kind of sand an edge into the resin before I start sanding the top. So just gonna check and see how we're going. So it's totally starting to come in here, which is good. So once that edge is kind of in, we'll be more or less ready to go for a bit more polishing. Yeah, alright, great. It's really coming in now. So is my hay fever. My sinuses go brr. So I'm trying to line up the 13 there so I can see where that line should be. So then I'll work that in. that's looking quite good. So a bit of a progress update. So that is the face there. So right here, just get that with my finger. That's the face. And then I'm trying to create an edge right here. That's coming quite nice. Now I'm just kind of buffing it out. Kind of creating a fake edge there. Yeah, we'll see how we go this week. But that's starting to get to a point there. That's starting to look good. Alright, I might kind of clean up this face over here. Maybe I do rock and roll with the next grit. Beautiful. It's the 13. Cool, that looks good. It does have a hole, but to be honest, I don't mind that. That's fine. So I might flip that over so we know. So now we're on to the 400. So because it's already pretty flat, I don't have to start sanding the other way. I just want to kind of line it up because it's a smaller face. I could start accidentally, gee thanks neighbor, could start accidentally sanding 13 instead of 20. See how that looks. Yeah, that's coming in quite nice. Alright. Cool. Well, I might take a little short break here. Because I went over the 30-minute timer a little bit, so you took a break. So I'll be back in 5. We'll continue on from there. Okie dokie. On my back.
Lick my pants.
Sophie is now terrorizing someone else. She'll do what she wants. Alright, let's continue with this sanding. She wants attention right now. And I'm busy, so she's not getting it from me. So she's gone to other sources. He's working down there on his laptop, but that's not... Put that away, she says. Alright, we'll check that out. It's looking pretty good to me, so I might rub a bit on that 13. Do a bit of sanding on that face. Can I get that up to scratch as well? There we go. Yeah, ta-da! That looks a little bit better. Slowly starting to get there. So we can retire 400 now and pull out 600. So I'm on the green one now. This is where I usually start if I'm trying to buff out scratches and stuff. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, it's really reducing that matte, which is nice. Alright, let's go over to the 13. Let's put that in. So just make sure I'm sanding the 13, not anything else. Starting to smell something pretty good. That's my body telling me to eat. Okay. That's coming up quite nice, so I think we'll stop 6 as well. And we'll head up to 800. So we're doing 800 now. The blue. Just checking that the resin's staying in there. It's been the trouble in the past of it falling out. But I think it's in there pretty steady, especially because I layered it as well. It's looking quite good. Alright, let's clear that off. Yeah, I'm liking how that's turning out so far. So we'll dab the 13 and work on that. So that's the side with the excess resin. So by sanding that down as well, that kind of keeps a sharp edge, a little bit more defined. There we go. It's not as sharp as it could be, but it's still pretty good. So that's probably where I'm going to leave that for 800. That's looking pretty good to me. So I might kind of work on from 1000. So 1000 is grey. Work in from there. I'll spend a bit more time on the 1000. Just scooch that in. Just buff it out real nice. There we go. Take a look at that. See how you feel about that. Yeah, so some of that clarity is coming back in, which is nice. So I'm going to keep going on that. So wet sanding essentially helps it stop being from cloudy. It's so when you polish it, it yeah, gets the shine back. So at the moment I'm just trying to get that clarity back, which we are getting. That looks great. I had to show you, but you really can't see. That's okay. That clarity is looking very nice. So we might work on that 13, and then I think we'll be good to go for the D20. Might be good. Sanding takes such a long time. It's ridiculous work. Alright, let's see how that did. Yeah, alright, I'm pretty happy to stop there. Just gonna wipe off the excess here. Beautiful. So might need to abandon this tissue. It's getting pretty worn. So we'll be able to flip that over now. This little watch. Alright, so I might just get rid of some of my notifications and get myself a new tissue. Alright, there we go. New tissue. Cool. So that, oops, D20 is good to go. That's where it'll sit. Alright, and then we want to work on this D8. So that's the face we're working on today. It's a little shiny, so you might be able to see it if I get it at the right angle. There we go. That's what we're working on. Oops, bit of a sip. Sip there. I might do another talon one. Beautiful. Ooh. Well, this is a bit groovy. I like this quite a bit. Ooh. So I'm gonna approach the gap here. Check how it's going underneath here. Yep, we're looking okay in there. Let's carry on, shall we? Cool. So this feels very, very worn. I might need to put a new one on there. See how we go. Alright, might use the edge for this one. Ooh, it's quite slippery. Someone's causing mischief. Alright. Yeah, see that's shining up quite a lot, which is good. It's being buffed down, which is also good. Cool. It's working a treat right now. Wonderful. Let's keep going. Just want to focus our efforts over here. Alright, getting a bit of a start on the edge there. Alright, let's wipe away some of that, see what we've got. Yeah, alright, I feel pretty comfortable with starting this way. Might flip this over if I can see it. as I work. So really just kind of cutting down that resin. This should be a little easier than the D20 because there's a little bit more surface area. Have a little sip. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's sanding down quite fast, which is good. So we'll add a bit more water there, rehydrate it a bit, and keep going. So I stay on the 240 for probably the longest, because it's the higher, well, the lowest grit that I'm comfortable using. I could use the 140, but my pack originally came with 240 as its lowest, so that's what I use for every dice, so there's not really any point changing it now. So it works well for me. Oops. There we go. So that's really flattening down there. Hello, welcome to stream. Yeah, the further you go with this, the flatter it gets. I'm working on dice at the moment. I'm working on a D8. And 240 grit. But yeah, so the flatter it gets, the kind of more you can feel that it's kind of pretty flush, but it's not right now, so we'll keep going. Keep going with that. Hydrate it up and just keep sanding. So try and keep it as like a circle motion, just to reduce the scratches on the resin. So eventually kind of check it every now and then. Easiest way is to use your finger. Yes, I'm a goblin. I have a hoarding problem. So why not fix that with spending more money on resin instead? Yeah. Capitalism, am I right? It'll just be cheaper to make it yourself. It's me 18 months ago. To be fair, it is, technically. I think my average is about like $12 per dice set, which is pretty, that's an Australian, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. Normally I pay up to like 18 to 22 for like a normal set. And these are kind of on the verge of sharp edge, so you would pay way more, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm wet sanding. Yeah. I want these dice specifically to be matte, so I'm not really worried about the clarity here, but I am, yeah, wet sanding because of the dust. Because I'm inside. Yeah, so that's why I stop and kind of wet it a little bit every now and then. But yeah, I've made a lot of die sets. I don't have a pressure cooker, so I just kind of deal with the craters, as I call them. Yeah, and fix them up with resin, UV stuff. So it's starting to get flatter there, so I can feel it. But yeah, I'll show you some of the craters. So this is a set that I was doing Friday. It's got quite a massive crater in there. Whoa, gosh, well that was a good shot. Submerge my dice. Give it a bath. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, it is Tuesday, isn't it? That's true. To bathe my dogs. Yeah, this one turned out quite nice though. It's the green D4. Yes. These are my partner's got hands sanding foams, I guess call them. It's nice and springy, so they have a little bit more to grip on as well while I'm doing this. It's so tedious, but they look good. I promise, they look good. These will look good. Alright, I feel like we're getting to the point where that's pretty flush. Just gonna feel on the dice. You can kind of also see a bit of the scratching, which is fine, because that means that it's starting to get on the other side and flatten it out, which is ideal. We want that. So I'm just gonna have to keep going. Whoops, we'll get there eventually. Yes, I'm choosing not to watch the race today. Choosing to sand dice instead. Having a quiet Tuesday over here. Alright, we should eventually kind of get to a point where I might be able to move on to another side of the face. Just gonna clean it up there. Got something on my finger there. I don't think it's tissue, that's why. That's feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any better than that. So I might swap to 7 on the side here. Try and get that flush. Sharpen the edge up. This D&D playlist goes hard. I just searched Fantasy Tavern on YouTube Music and this one popped up, so it's been added to my library because this is good. This is a good one. I like it. I feel like I'm in the back rooms of a tavern. Alright, this is working out quite well as well. So we'll kind of get rid of that now. It is a merry jig. This is very merry. I feel like I should start dancing around. Alright, so hopefully this will create a sharp edge on this side if I just keep going. It's also creating more holes. That's fine. She'll be right. It's getting to the point where I should probably replace this the sanding on this sponge. It's okay. I could press harder, I guess. That might make things go faster. This is such a joyous jig. I can imagine a bard playing this. Or a group of bards, I suppose. Okay, let's see how that feels. That's working quite well. Oh, do we have a visitor? Just had Rusty, my dog. I think. Alright, I think that's pretty good on that side. So we're gonna do the 4 over here. There's a bit of spillage there. Yeah, so this is for a character for a campaign that I'm starting soon, I hope. I'm not the DM, I have a character. Yeah. So I've always wanted to do, I really like those matte dice that kind of look like, they're normally like cream and brown colored and they look like bones. I've always wanted to do that. It didn't work out so well here, because I used pigments that are really close to each other, so they're a little too close, so you can't really tell that it's 2 different colors in there. But yeah, and a matte kind of bone dies for my character because it looks cool. Yeah, so I'm trying to finish this up before that starts. This takes a long time to get them to where I want them. Okay, this looks pretty flat, so I think we can move on to the next grid. But yeah, this is kind of a little further progressed. This is the D6. So I want to kind of do like gold numbers. But yeah, I've got to buff out the paint on it. But yeah, I'm using Mr. Color paints from Japan. They're very nice. I really like them. Okay, so now I'm going to use 400 grit there. I feel like I need a little sponge. That would be kind of fun. Unfortunately, the molds I use for all of my dice, they only come in 6. So I essentially have to repeat a dice mold to do the percentile dice. But I never that coordinated, so they're always just 6. But I guess I could just roll that twice if I needed it. I feel like I only really use 6 anyways. Yeah. I could probably find a mold to add to the collection for it, but kind of already mastered how much resin I need for a 6 set, so adding another set or another mold in there might kind of screw things. But yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I think I've been doing this for 18 months. A little trial and error. I feel like this is maybe dice set number 7. This is 6. This one I'm working here. This is 6. That's 7. I did this, like actually cured it and stuff in March. So it's been sitting in the in its little container for many months until I picked it up about a month ago, and it was like, I should finish this. So these weren't originally for my character, but then yeah, it was kind of like, oh well, this actually works with this color scheme, so we'll go with it. So this is still a bit of a tougher grit. So this is still kind of getting that resin flat. Just getting any areas that I might have missed. But it's kind of the higher we go, the more we kind of start getting into polishing. Anyways, that feels pretty flat. That's looking pretty good to me. So we might progress to 7. Shouldn't have to take too long on this side, I don't think. But yeah, whenever I go to GCAP, I stock up on their hand sanitizer. Not sponsored at all, because it's really great consistency for getting paint and resin dust off the dice. So I've got 4 bottles of it now. Yeah, I managed to make it last a year, so I may not need to take so many next year. Oh, this is quite merry. Alright, let's see how that's going. Just wipe the dust off. hold it up to the light for a bit. Yeah, so you can see sort of inside that, which is good. Might work on the 4 now. Just work away. Lighten that down. Alright, let's check that 4 out. Oops. Alright, that's looking pretty good to me. So a little bit more of a close-up. So that's what it looks like after doing it with 400. So it's still kind of getting all of that off. It's revealing more bubbles, which is a shame, but it's nothing I'm going to worry about now, because putting gold on there can look quite cool. Alright, so we're going to move on to 600 now. We're still going to wet sand, because ideally I don't want a lot of dust. Cool. Let's carry on with that. It's very joyous. I feel like this is 600 is probably where the polishing grit starts. I don't necessarily have to take too much time with this, because it buffs it up pretty quickly. There's already a bit of clarity coming back in that. And I'd love to show you, but my I'm using a webcam, so it's not the most robust camera ever. I would use my GoPro, but it's been having some problems as a webcam, so I'll take a look at fixing that someday. But even that's not really designed for what I want it to do. As far as this context. It's a really great action camera, because that's what it's designed for. Shocking. Okay, that feels pretty good to me. That's... Could even poke at it with a Q-tip, I suppose. Yeah, we're getting some of that clarity back, which is good. Alright, let's work on 7. So before, I'm only sanding certain sides where I've put more resin, because I essentially spent many hours sanding every other single side, because the resin comes out shiny like this. Like, it's nice and shiny. I don't want it shiny in this particular case, so I meticulously sanded it so it's matte. I have a flat matte kind of paint, but I like doing it manually first and then kind of reinforcing it with paint later. Alright, so this would be pretty good, I think. Get our Q-tip in there. Q-tip it up. Yeah, I like it when it's kind of like a cloudy, like glass kind of matte look. So that 7 is doing that now, which is really good. Gonna buff it out a bit with that. Yeah, alright, let's move on to the 4. Just gonna buff that out. But yeah, I guess I'm a variety streamer. I suppose. I do a lot of games, game dev stuff on stream, but because of International Games Week, that was a lot for me. So I essentially took like a 4-week break from any development on my game, which was really nice. The team was super on board with that. They're like, please, if we see you in our Discord, we're gonna kill you. Love them for it. I did pop in from time to time because I couldn't help myself, but I stayed out. Yeah, so I'm a little bit more reinvigorated with that. Get back into the swing of things. Alright, I might polish the edge here a bit. But yeah, yesterday was my official first day back. Yeah, so then tomorrow, I was gonna do a stream yesterday. But to be honest, what I actually want to do is really boring to watch on stream. So, I was like, I'll leave that for another day. Well no, I'll leave streaming Ecliptic stuff for another day and do something a little bit more fun. So tomorrow I'm doing an Ecliptic stream. Well, I do some VFX in Unity, which is a little bit more entertaining to look at than a Google Doc. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, so we can move on from 600 here. I'm flipping it over so I can see what I've done. Okay. So now I'm moving up to 800. So I'll go back onto that. So I think technically this is the one on the dice. But I'm bringing these to the Sabi Gunpla event. I'm very excited. I have obtained a kit. It's a Piplup kit, because I want something cute for my desk. And I find Gundam kits a little scary. I'm assured that they're not that scary, but I'm a little baby. I've only made tiny Gundams, so. Yeah, but let's. I think that's starting to get there. I think I'm gonna stay on the 800 for a little bit. Try and get some of that clarity back. Yeah, now I said I wasn't really concerned about it, but it would be nice to kind of see a little bit into the dice. It's more important for the green set rather than this one, because there's nothing inside the dice. But it would be nice. It would be very nice. So we'll eventually kind of get there, I think. I'll check out this. Rub it with my Q-tip. Yeah, slowly starting to get there. Alright, so I might do the 7, and then I might go down a grit. I might go back to 600 for that side. See how we go. This is not doing what I want it to do. Oh, if we change songs again. Ah, yes, this is another one I found. A little less merry. I do like the firecrackle, that's nice. It's a nice touch. Okay. That should be pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Alright, feeling pretty good about that. So we're on the 4 now. Scrubbing that in. Scrub-a-dub. Scrub-a-dub-dub. Alright. I have plans of painting these today, but we're encroaching on when I generally stop stream. Oh, that's the sound of Rusty doing something. Ruining the carpet. TP actually listens to me today. Okay. Great, so that's 800. I might go up a grit for 700 and see how that behaves, because it's not doing what I expected it to do, which is fine. So we'll see what 1000 grit does. So this isn't the highest I have on hand. The highest I have is 1200, but I don't have it as like a sponge or a foam thing, which is an easy fix. I just need to buy foam and glue it on there. Yeah, or tape it on there. I guess either works. Okay, so that's working for me. So maybe we'll forego the sanding, the resanding. Let's see what 1000 does in this face. Maybe the 1000 is just what we need. To be fair, the higher you go up, the more clarity you get. Yeah, so on resin dice, you get the shine back and also the clearness, but on Gunpla sets, you get the shine. Unless it's plastic, then you'll need that. Alright, well, we're getting it back. I'm pretty much happy to stop kind of there. Might give it another little scrape. This feels very mystical. I like this now. I might add this to the playlist as well. To the saved library you go. Alright. I'm thinking that's pretty good to stop there, to be honest. So let's do the 4. And yeah, I think we're good to stop there. Beautiful. That's looking really nice. Yay! Awesome. I really like that. That's looking good. Alright, let's do a bit of a stock check. Here is the dice so far. Ta-da! So we worked on this one today. So that's the D20 face now. Worked on this one. Sanded that down. And then this one, we sanded this one down. That's nice and flat. And then this one. Just fix that whole up. But yes, this is the die set. Yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow to do some Ecliptic stuff. But yeah, so I'll take a look at my schedule and see if I can do a little bit more of like a fun stream on another day. I might try and keep the Ecliptic stuff on a Monday, just because that's when I do a lot of the work on it. But yeah, so maybe on the other days that I stream, I'll do some of this stuff or play a game like Tiny Glade. I really enjoy Tiny Glade, especially on stream. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna jump out of here now. But yeah, so I'll tune in same time tomorrow. Maybe not as long of a stream. We'll see how we go. But I'm gonna do VFX tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you next time.